Ooh, I kind of hope so. I feel like it'd be cool because everyone did bet on Big to win this, so I feel like it would be justice if Envy just pulled it off and somehow did it.
Of course they can. Monty, you know, I'm sitting here Moses as well, but you know, of course they can, Monty. You know, it's an absolute possibility. Now, whether it's probable or not, you know, that's a different story entirely.
Yeah, that is a slight difference there. I'm really excited to see this. I like the fact that Envy were playing this so well. I think they had some great individual performances. Maybe even from some of the players that we weren't expecting, like Mihu definitely stepping up, KiNK definitely doing a lot. So
Thomas, man.
Thomas play, yeah.
Beginning of that first half, he was the hero that Envy desperately needed. He got them a couple of huge rounds, back-to-back triples that just totally changed it up at the beginning there. So I think without Thomas and his performance at the beginning, Envy just gets steamrolled. We don't even see them hold on and get enough rounds in the first half to give them that fighting chance going into the second. So yeah, man on your screen there, got to give him props. He definitely did some work. Envy needed him, and he stepped up to the challenge.
It would have been, I agree, it would have been very, very hard for Envy to get that rolling in the beginning. Although, I mean, as Alan was saying, and I think we were trying to make this point.
Espresso.
All right.
He's having a shot so he can hit his shots, you see?
Let's see if that works. Alan was saying this as well. I mean, if Envy wins some of those clutches that they should have won in the beginning, then they would have steamrolled Big on that map. So there are a couple of interesting things, I think, that are worth taking into account. We'll see how it goes going into the second map. It's going to be on Mirage here for Flashpoint. It's Big versus Envy. And Big going to be starting on the T side, Envy on the CT side. And I am seeing at least a P250 there on Keto, so they got someone to fight back with if they want to go for some long range fights. Always good. Actually, another one on Tabson. All right.
Yeah, both of the nade players up in the firepower just a little bit here. Let's see, though. Searson going to go charging out. All four. It's just...
It's
the wrecking ball. It's the wrecking ball just go charging straight through. 4 players there blazing away, and they get the opening kill. And then Searson up close with the Glock. Turns out if you're 10 feet away, that's a one-shot headshot.
That definitely works. Like, yeah, this is so dangerous. That USP, again, he can't really miss many bullets. They're coming through as well from Catwalk. Keto already getting a headshot, and Legia, he is alone in a 1 versus 3. Low on health already, and he will be taken down. There's a good win out of the Big side there. Picking up the pistol.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see if Envy are going to be able to show us some true grit here. That's the pistol. We can wipe that, you know, like, it's the pistol, breaks either way. This was super sick at the beginning. All 3, it's just the firing squad, and, I mean, it's just kind of, you know, luck as to who actually gets that kill when you've got 4 people shooting at the guy in connector. But that is Big getting the start that they were hoping for with the pistol. But Envy shouldn't be getting too frustrated. Double scout pistol force buy from them. Looking to do some damage. And while Big just bullying them. Straight up onto the A site, not messing around at all, not even bothering with the rest of the map. I like this from Big. Straight in here, man. Show no respect. You need to be restoring law and order after that performance on Dust 2.
I mean, this is sort of play now that it's working out the way that it currently is. You think, all right, yeah, cool, that's fine. A little bit scary if they run into, you know, a stack or even just, you know, 2 HE grenades to that A ramp or something. I mean, I do appreciate just the boldness of it, but we also have the benefit of hindsight of knowing that they won the round. If they walked into a 5-man stack and lost it, we would have said, "Why are Big doing this? Like, this is not worth it," you know.
Yeah.
Gotta
to
be careful.
To be fair, Envy had players at B. They were rotating over. It wasn't like the full 5-man at the beginning. Like Envy also just were like, "Sweet, like everybody come over." And turn it into the big fight. But now this is a stack. Yeah. That's a stack at B now from Envy.
And that's what you don't want to be rushing into, right? Yeah, but this time Big are, you know, paying attention. Got the Mac 10 leading. This is all super fine. Searson running in and just creating essentially space behind him, which is also why he's just going to keep going. If you're playing that role in your Searson, you just want to push as far as you can so that it opens up the bomb site to the rest of the team. It's all just fine.
Yeah, you definitely want the Mac 10 in that position. You want him to be getting the kills too. If you can set him up with some more flashes so that he can run in and see if he can get something more out of this, that'd be nice. Yeah, 1 kill, a 2nd kill. Oh, they're so clever.
Yep.
What a nice detail. Searson for shame.
That is very cool, yeah. Swapping it out because Searson was already low. Giving Santaris a little bit more to work with. They have quite a bit of money going into the 4th round here. They will have Nifty on the AWP on the Envy side, and yeah, we'll see. It's way too soon to really say anything about how Envy are going to be playing on this map, so we'll just have to find out. I think this is the first really interesting round that's coming up now to give us a little bit of a feeling. If they could do this and actually take away this map, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
That would be the upset of the year, I think. I mean, that would be an insane upset. The odds reflected as well.
Yeah, it was close to 5-1, I think, wasn't it, at the beginning? So, oh, nifty.
Nice done, Nifty. Can't miss that chance. If you're going to hold that angle, you have to hit the shot. Nifty is showing that he's got the reaction time to be playing that off. He is hitting those shots where it's just a matter of holding the angle and reacting as soon as something moves. That's twice now. We saw the same kind of shot on Dust 2 from him earlier.
Yeah, and it's so strange because there really are some games where watching Nifty is really fun and he's really, really fast. And there are some games where he really goes missing. And unfortunately, I don't think Envy are a strong enough team that they can afford that. Like they don't have enough like depth or firepower to say, oh well, someone can go missing for a while and it'll be all right. Like they really need that. So on Dust 2 wasn't a problem, and I think Nifty was hitting at least enough shots that it wasn't an issue. That just has to continue right here. 5-on-3 in this round. It's a really solid start. If Mihu gets even 1 kill here, they should be just fine. Almost picking off Santaris as well, but Thomas will follow it up right through the smoke, all the way from the back of the A-bomb side. And Kido, no bomb and no teammates. Best he could do is some, I think, significant damage here. And if he gets another kill, that certainly would be a nice headshot. But again, the problem is his health and the time that's left. But this is actually very painful for Envy, even if they win this round, which I think they probably will. That's going to sting.
That is the hero play. And now, well, unfortunately for him, he has no way of knowing that Calyx is holding close, and so that flash is going to be completely useless. But he doesn't even really bring them back any expensive guns or anything, right? Could have tried to play it clever, save some guns. No, just goes ahead, going to force Envy to spend all of their money again here in this round. And so that's the opening kill here from Nifty. That's what I'm talking about. Holding that angle, you just can't miss. You have to hit that shot. And it works perfectly. But that puts Envy on the board. 3-1, Big in the lead, and because of how strong Bid performed in the first 3 rounds, they have money for a very solid buy.
Yeah, no issues at all on that front. And Envy, I mean, they can definitely feel the pressure in this round. Almost wondering if they wanted to go aggressive on Legia with that MP9, just because they're going to have so few grenades. I mean, we're at 1 minute and 30 seconds. You know, 30 seconds from now, many of these grenades from Envy just won't be here anymore. And at that point, you know, Big will figure that out and just think, all right, now we've got a lot to play with. Nifty is sort of holding middle now with the M4A1. That's fine. He's making sure no one is boosting into the window, basically, and sort of holding that same angle that he was earlier. But eventually, yeah, mid control is going to go towards Big, and that opens up the map a lot. All the smokes are gone at 1 minute here, 30 seconds later, and all they have is the Molotov and the flashbangs. That is a real issue, and they're going to come through the catwalk. Oh, this is a disaster. I don't know, Legia with the MP9. Maybe he can get the kill on Tizian, but there's going to be 3 more people coming in through catwalk, and if they Molotov him, well, none of that will matter. It goes right in front of him. He has to fall back, taking a bit of damage. Tabson is down, traded, but they just keep running into the bomb site, and Legia, he's trying his very best, but I mean, he just doesn't have the tool for it there. Going to be a bomb plant and a big 4-1. Oh, even picking off Calyx. That was Searson from all the way on catwalk. All right.
Spot. Yeah, Holden looking for that A-side pick, and he manages to find it just in the nick of time there. So, full-on countdown coming in now, and this is going to be so difficult for Envy. Trying to bounce back because that round was so expensive in the last one. They've tapped all their bank going into this round, and now there isn't a whole lot left. Thomas, if he can survive this, he's going to be hard-pressed. Oh, he hears Tizian coming.
Oh, that's a bit of a jump from Tizian. That's really awkward. Gives it away. Thomas is low on health, and yeah, they're coming in from every angle. He's going to be found, and that is devastating. 4-1. Envy have their money wiped out. I don't know what you could do here.
It's, you're going to probably just go for the gamble again, aren't you? Stack 5 on B. and just make a play, or you go HEs to mid. Something. I mean, this is where you try and get gimmicky, right?
I'm always going to vote for HEs to mid.
HEs to mid, man. You know, it's a good.
I'll never ever try and veto that call. Don't care what we're doing.
Unfortunately, Anders. Oh, they went 3 on B early, with 1 close by. Nifty holding mid window. Should get the peek here from Mihu in a moment, although he is going ladder. So we're going to get NB kind of setting up here towards the B site, hoping that Big are going to head back over here. But for now, Big content to sit and wait. They're expecting the shenanigans from Envy.
Yeah, it might not be the most exciting to watch, but again, you know, from Big's point of view, this is just about getting as much of a start as you can here. Just make sure Envy never, you know, get anything for free. Holding top mid alone there is Tabson. Could be a chance that he gives up the AWP here. Calyx, though, is making a lot of noise getting closer, so he's not going to have the element of surprise, and he'll just get found.
Yep. And
now they're getting all the grenades and all the common smokes that you guys know towards that A bomb site. So they're going to be just fine getting out. Maybe Tabson should still be found, but I don't think it'll have any impact on the round. Yeah, they're going to get that AK, or at least for the minute picked it up. It's fine.
This is fine.
It's all fine. They're going to be all right with it. So, a 5th round on the board for Big. AK has, well, still hanging around top mid, I guess. But yeah, it's fallen into the hands of Envy. It's rough when you get this kind of a slow start. If you're especially playing on the CT side of really any map, you just, you know in the beginning the round loss bonus is not even really sort of building up for you yet. And the one round that you win it in a 2-on-1. So you don't get to, you don't even get to build anything in that round. Economically speaking, it really is one of the rougher starts here that we've seen.
Yeah. It's like not only economically, but confidence-wise as well. You just know that you kind of got lucky. You know that the clutch went your way that time. You don't have anything to build on right now yet. That's a working system that you can rinse and repeat round after round to put rounds on the board. And so you're kind of left still scratching your head, wondering what is the answer here on Envy's side. I mean, they're very balanced at least, right? You know, two kills, 6 deaths, pretty much across the board. Only Thomas is kind of ruining that. Because of that save, 3 and 4.
Oh, straight to the B-bomb side they go. Tizian has got a MAC-10, and there are 3 of them that don't have any head armor, so, don't underestimate this gun in such a position. Tizian charging right in, and Legia was one of the ones without head armor, and he is dead 10 different ways. Thomas getting a kill, but do you want to risk it? This is very scary. Deep smoke going in, and that should actually be the call. They should actually know as soon as that smoke goes down. We can't do it. Yeah, they're going to be falling back. Wow. 1 MAC-10 against just an unarmored skull.
Do we have the replay of the Thomas versus Tabson kill there? Because, I mean, Tabson was holding top mid and waiting as well. Like, really waiting for that. The whole goal there for Tabson is to counter that kind of push to top mid. So I'm surprised that Thomas bests him because, I mean, usually that's where Tabson is going to excel. Those kinds of must-hit shots, the standard stuff. So, I'm very curious to see how that played out. But it's going to be a 6th round on the board here for Big on the T side of Mirage.
Yeah, this is very, very, very dominant start here for Big. And it's already, I think, getting to the point where it'll be somewhat hard to see how this is going to be playing out. All right.
Caught him moving. Okay. So Tabson wasn't holding. He was actually moving at the time. Interesting.
MP7 now on Tizian. He's feeling adventurous. Want to try different things. MAC-10 last time. Back on it now with an MP7 instead.
Just just the run and gun, man. The spray and pray.
He's just going to do it again. Saying, fine, let's do it one more time. This time, again, 3 without any head armor. Legia is going to be one of them right here with the AWP. Oh, he does a lot of damage. The grenade will surely finish off Tizian. So this time, no dice. And more grenades on top. So good stoppage going in here. Yeah, they're gonna decide it's not worth it.
Yeah, the nades are just too much. It's too much pressure going on to Big at the beginning. That's why it's so difficult to go for the rinse repeat there. You get your 1 round, and now let's see, can you manage to get that defense spread out enough where you can find some duels that you can take advantage of here on the side of Big. Keto's been boosted up into window already, and so he is going to be cutting off this portion of the map. Tamsin now. This is the man who's been so reliable. Nicely done by Nifty. Needed to hit that shot.
The timing as well and the smoke going down is just, that's hard to deal with. 3 versus 5. Envy have been in this position before on this map, and now again the important thing is not losing too many rifles here at this point. Mihu will go down at the back of the site. Legia still hanging. Oh, they line up for Thomas. He just coming through connector with a big double kill there. That's great news. Keto's going to take one. This can still work out just fine. Just again, another kill here for Keto would be massive, and he's not going to get it. So I'd say mission accomplished if you're Envy in this round. That is that's a nice change of pace finally.
Well, that's the second round on the board for Envy, and they are definitely happy about it. Yeah, Nifty, just as the smoke blooms. That's so insanely frustrating. But here, yeah, timing again around these smokes. They're thinking that the smoke is going to last a little while longer. Nope. Thomas catches it just as it clears, and that's 2 kills for Envy. Pretty much snuffs the round. But there is another buy for both of these teams now. Very even across the board now. Double AWP for Envy on the CT side. Legia electing to go for one of those. And again, Big poking around here towards the B side early. Dodging the nade damage this time, but Legia, he's so aggressive. Flash goes in, and now he is stuck around the corner. Is he going to be able to get out of here?
Question is as well, how much do they want to throw at him, chasing him down? It looked like they really were tempted. There is a wallbang for exactly where he's sitting right there, Legia, I believe, but so far it looks like he's going to be safe. Yeah, they're going to back on off. I actually think it feels like they sort of know Legia is playing there and actually want to test him.
Well,
they seem well prepared.
Finding Legia is the name of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. That's a fight that Thomas should not be winning. The next one, he'll fall in the end, but he shouldn't even have got the first one there. 50 seconds. Look at Calix.
And time. Yeah, I mean, you would think that in terms of fragging power, Legia is not going to be the hot shot on Envy. He's not going to be the one who's going to be hard carrying in that respect. So if you're Big, sure, go and find Legia and put him under pressure. Misses the leg, and Searson hits his shot. Now it's Mihu alone, 1v4, and what? How does Searson get him there?
No one knows. He thought that he was, hidden in that corner, or at least he couldn't get out in time. I'd actually love to see it as the first kill for Searson, because that just must have been so uneventful. He's just like, oh, he's still standing there. Cool.
Boop.
Yeah, and this is a really, really big problem. I mean, there's some money on Nifty to try and throw some rifles over to some teammates, but the fact that they're about to be down 7-2, and this is the T side of Mirage, I think Big are going to be fine right now. They're so far ahead at the moment.
Mm.
The third map would be Nuke if we get to it, and you're starting to get the feeling that's probably going to happen, don't you? Like, it's looking grim at the moment for the Envy side.
Should. And they're going to survive this. Nicely done. Okay, so they saved the AWP on Searson, and they've got lots of cash on Big's side, but they're probably feeling pretty confident. Yeah, he catches them that way. And how does he spot the follow-up? Oh, wow.
Well, I don't have eyes like that. I'm not going to lie.
That's crazy. Searson just getting work done.
That is a pretty good find.
The main thing here, though, is that Envy, I mean, perfectly capable of running it back. You can see they're still going to have a strong buy going into it. Well, you guys can't see that right now, but they do have a strong buy right going into this next round.
Absolutely.
So they're not done by any stretch. But you are right. I mean, Dust 2 was Big's map to lose and didn't go their way. Looked like, again, Big perhaps underestimating Envy a little bit at the beginning. Not quite getting in with the right mindset on the first map of the series. Maybe thinking that this, hey, we've got the easiest match going into this playoff. And it is the easiest match. I mean,
yeah. Or maybe it really is just the map making. So, I mean, our analysts were a little bit surprised that Dust 2 even made it into this best of 3 at all. So,
sure.
That could...
But the analysts were also claiming that Big are a top 3 team in the world on Dust 2 right now, right? So it's like, wouldn't it be suicide, right? To be picking Dust 2 into them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to make of that map. It feels like it should have been.
Yeah.
But, Envy well in control of that game. Very interesting stuff.
Well, our analysts have got some questions to answer. We got to keep an eye on them.
Definitely.
Can't let it slide.
Well, 7-2 though. This map is a completely different feel. And Big, also you're noticing the change of pace, right? Some of those rushes to the B-bomb side, very fast on the A-bomb side, and some of these rounds where they just hang out, wait, and that makes it tricky for Big, or sorry, for Envy, if they wanted to call something like a a very aggressive push, like let's go 3 people top mid, try and take the fight to them. Hard to do when you have these rounds where there's what an absolutely disgusting kill.
Oh, and he spots him short as well. Tejada knows, and that's going to prompt the rotation.
I'm offended on behalf of Calix that happened.
What a shot. That was so sick.
That's where you just think, like, well, whatever, man.
That's exactly what you say.
What are we meant to do,
Oh, but nifty. Posted up on short with the AWP. Smoke goes down, and now he is going to get a bit of a surprise moment. Hits the shot. Excellent work. 2v4 retake scenario for Envy, and
not even.
They are going to be hanging out on that B side, hoping to save these guns going into the next round. Nifty's
Yeah,
got money in the bank still.
That's one of the really big reasons why they cannot lose any of these rifles, and why they definitely should never go for the retake. Is the bank on Nifty. He can drop, I think, for 2 players, and assuming that he stays alive. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit different. Oh man, they're here so quickly. This is actually very cool for Udoh. Almost getting picked off. Probably should have been dead right then and there. And the rest of his teammates are far away, but I still kind of appreciate the fact that Udoh went for that. Even if he loses the rifle, I still think that's worth it. But yeah, the bank there on both Nifty and on Calix is actually huge for them. And they save 2 orbs.
Yeah, staying alive in that scenario is a really big deal. And so they will be able to drop some guns here for their teammates, and that was just unreal from Searson. Tijin with the flank as well, just ruining that defense. Envy now way behind in this first half. 8-2, Big in the lead on the T side. And, well, because of these saves, they are still able to buy.
Yeah.
They're maxed out on the loss. They definitely, I mean, Envy trying to put up the best fight that they possibly can right now, but Big have got them in that boa constrictor just lock. Nicely done by Legia. That's exactly the kind of shot he needs to hit. Tamsin is out of the picture. Legia looking for it. Not going to find it, though. Searson takes him.
He's so ridiculous on this map right now. He's 12-2, and he's just all over the place. Flashbang is really well set up by Thomas for Mihu to get a big double. Nifty was the second flashbang, so just reining them in for Mihu to do a lot here. And that actually might have brought it back. Thomas will get a kill of his own, leaving Udoh alone out here. That is a very, very nice defense, in spite of the fact that, I mean, they basically lost the B-bomb site. So the timing of those 2 flashbangs, that would be a cool replay to see, because that did everything. Cool teamwork from Envy. Finally, a 3rd round, although I think still it's very late in the day for this to work out.
That was nicely done by Legia, without a doubt there. Glad to see the opening start for Envy in that round, and then Mihu there to clean things up. Will be the buy coming in from Big, however. And, well, Big, enough is enough. They will put 2 into Palace early, though.
Legia, please buy some head armor.
Dude, 2 into Palace? What is going to be the play here? Tijin already out onto the B side. This could prompt a huge rotation. Nifty is going to find the kill on Tijin. There's an opening here. Calix holds the line, mows them down as they try to get out of Palace, and it just falls apart for Big. That's unreal. Tabson, what is going on with Tabson? He's 4-10 right now.
Yeah, he's having a little bit of an issue. Will be another round for Envy. And yeah, the fact that Calix shot those 2 kills is absolutely massive. Otherwise, I think they could have been in some trouble there. I was getting worried because, again, Legia, I mean, he's got the money for it. And, again, this was Tizzy and rushing him with an MP7. So, that is every time that happens and he has no head armor, you have to think, why, though? I mean, it takes so little to buy it at this point in the game. But if he turns the corner and just hits the first headshot, you're going to be like, oh, that's stupid. Why are we giving away rounds for that? But so far, so good. It's all fine. It was just all in my brain. Never actually unfolded that way.
Whoa. 2 HP for Tabson. Shot through the wall. And, well, Big, we're attempting the crunch from underpass and top mid right now on this defense.
Oh, no.
That HE.
No, it was Udoh instead.
That was sick. Just headbutted that grenade. That is not what you want to do. The magic apple. Well, that's a nicely done shot. Nice shots. I mean, just shots coming in from everywhere. Envy doing a great job keeping their cool in this anti-eco. No chances given there for Big to get into it in any meaningful way.
If they make it back to, I mean, even the fact that they've got 5 rounds, I think is kind of cool. But if they make it back to 8-7, it's still very good. Like the overall scoreline, if you just, forgot about what was happening in the half, you just looked at the numbers, you'd say that's great for Big. Like going into the second half, that's amazing. But you probably would have to assume that they might themselves be thinking, why though? I mean, that would entail them losing, 5 rounds in a row to close out the half with. That just doesn't seem reasonable at all, given how this has been working out so far. More of a default A execute, to which Envy might get in position. I think Nifty is spotting middle and not seeing anyone. I think possibly. Well, now, yeah, he's getting a little bit of a read. Grenades are raining in, and an early kill from C.R.A.E again. That's an issue, and I don't think they're getting into position quite in time. They look like they actually were rotating in to try and catch this, but might have been a second late.
Moment's hesitation. And Legia, they're trying to get clever on the edge of the smoke. Legia gets picked. Xantares finds a kill as well, and now Nifty and Calyx are going to get boxed in here in a moment. Keto, if he hits this shot, it just obliterates Calyx. Now Nifty's got nowhere to go.
Stay. Do the ninja defuse. Just don't even do anything, yeah. Stop zooming. Get the knife out. It's all or nothing.
Make it happen. Come on, Nifty.
C.R.A.E is up there waiting, though. Nifty's certainly thinking about it. He's feeling it. Yeah, he's going to get caught, though. I still appreciate that, Nifty. I still think that's good.
You got to make plays sometimes, man. You got to go for it. You got to believe. Anders, we can't fault a man for believing.
No, I mean, listen, we don't get anywhere near enough of those defusers, so... C.R.A.E is 15-5 in the first half, and we are going to the 15th round, so... He's done a
He was really out in the open, too, man. That just sucks.
Listen. He just had to believe harder. I think that was his problem there.
His faith. Not quite up to snuff, unfortunately, for him. Still, we're tied up.
The fact that Envy can still buy in this round, even though it's not really a perfect buy, is so crucial, again, to them trying to get that 6th round on the board. Keto flashed around the corner. That was an amazing flashbang to shut down Me, who's been a bit of a problem for them, actually. And Keto will continue taking down Legia, and that should set them up very nicely. Don't be taking in. This is not a good idea. Just forget about that smoke. Leave it to Tapson. He's got this under control. Just get the bomb down.
Get the bomb down and ticking. Rotation's going to be coming through CT, just full bore. Tapson going to be rotating into connector as well. And so now you have the full pincer with Xantares locking down short. He's going to be able to help his teammates out here as Envy decide to go for it. I mean, they have to go for it. There's no backing off now. This is the last round of the first half. Xantares finds one. There's Nifty as well, just streaming in, and Nifty gets taken out. C.R.A.E with 2 kills to close the half. 10-5, double digits for Big on the T side of Mirage. Looking stupendous.
That is going to be very hard to overcome. There's just no doubt about that. Envy doing their best to fight it back, and listen, credit to them, but I don't think 5 is enough on that CT side. I think they're in a lot of trouble. We'll see if they can do better in the second half. That's coming up after the break. right, welcome back. Second half. It's Big and Envy. We're trying to figure out if we can get to that third map, which would be on Nuke. And Big are pretty quickly pushing us there, especially Sirson. He's actually impatient. He's like, come on, can we go over with 17 and 5 in the first half? Can I get some more kills? Can we just get this done with? He's ready.
Just get the guy an op, Anders. Being told that he got 13 of those kills with an AWP. So just give him an op and let him absolutely annihilate Envy.
Santaris is a low. He's getting back up though. Or the timing window for Envy. It was 5 seconds ago. Now there's going to be 3 people here, and if they don't get an immediate kill right now, Envy, they're in so much trouble. Calyx down here on the low ground, and actually they're being allowed to get in a little bit and pushing Big back. 3-man squad waiting for them. I don't know why they're swinging against this fight. Don't do it. Just get the bomb down and leave them alone. Thomas maybe a little bit too hungry there, or maybe the communication or the call just didn't come in time, but that is tricky. And they're ready and waiting. A good trade there from Udoh as well. Calyx going to swing right for it, but again, it's just a firing squad. They're so ready. Mihu going to be going down. Sirson continuing his reign of terror, and now it's a 1 versus 3. And Sirson, can he get that 21st kill? Not quite, but it will be the round regardless in favor of Big.
Dude, and even tapping the bomb going into that retake when Nifty's still trying to fight, he's like, oh crap, what do I do? 1v3 and they may already be defusing. This is such a sick setup from Big.
It's basically just saying, if you make the mistake, we're so ready to capitalize, and we got 3 people just ready. Yeah. Give us that mistake, and we're gonna go.
It's the maximum punishment. Just maximum possible punishment. That is so sick. What a clever play from Big. 11 to 5, Big picking up the pistol. Envy going for the force buy off the back of that bomb plant, and so they will have 2 AKs alongside the pistols and a MAC-10 on Thomas, so let's see.
Actually, the idea of falling back into the marketplace in a pistol round like that actually takes some discipline from Big's point of view, because I guarantee you, as an individual player inside of that bomb site, you're going to be so tempted and you're going to be thinking, all I need is 1 USP headshot. Like, I just want to stick around. We've got 3 people here, right? Tizian burns alive, even long after the fact.
I think that's just the Flame Gods not having his back. They just happen to spread right onto him there. That was a sick opening, and Thomas is a monster. Burns a man alive, for shame.
Yeah, we try not to do that anymore. That needed to be a kill. Calyx will still get Udoh. Tabson just jumping down while reloading. There's a smoke there to stop any vision, although it just does fade, but that's a bit scary. Tabson, as we mentioned in the earlier game, not doing so much, but this is a huge triple for him, leaving Sirson with a scout no less at a 1 versus 2.
And that's the bomb. The bomb has been dropped in jungle.
Oh, he's going to get shot on the side of the head in about... Oh, no. Yeah, actually, Legia, if he kept walking forward, that probably would have been it. Now, instead, who knows?
Trust the angle, Sirson. 27 seconds. Bomb shot onto Thomas. Oh, I'm pretty sure he spotted him.
Doubt.
No, he didn't.
Did he hear anything? I don't know if Legia has been making any noise. Maybe a teammate would have. He's now walking in. He's got the right idea. Does he know where the bomb is? He's actually walking the right way. Oh, this is incredible. Legia jumping in the back there. Sirson hunting him. I mean, his teammate is far away. If he gets this kill, Sirson, he could defuse 10 times over before Legia is going to be anywhere near. Oh, sorry, Thomas is. He's got a smoke, but no kit. And the lack of a kit is such a problem. This is not going to work out. He spent too much time. It's a great idea, but in the end, it's not going to make a difference. He goes down, but even if he hadn't, pretty sure Thomas would have been able to play that one just fine. So what a close round. Oh, man.
Sirson had me believing there.
Yeah, if he had a kit, that would have been very, very different.
He picks up on Legia running by. That's the mad thing here.
Yeah.
So this was Tabson, one of the hero plays from Tabson. He's had a pretty quiet map so far. That's now able to show up and actually get a couple of kills on there, but that was just so close. And, dude, Big. They've got such a lead. Now they go for Deagles, and they still have a scout on Sirson. So they go for the force buy again instead of saving, which is what Envy most likely expect. They've now set a trap for Envy. Envy may be expecting to go up against USPs or some kind of wonky, stack. Instead, it's going to be a Deagle scout combo here on B. Whoa, Tabson getting ahead of himself. swings wide, gets taken out, and this is now going to shape up nicely here for Envy. They've got 3 players about to take over the A site.
Yeah, looking like they've managed to recover this. It's a pretty good kill for Udoh. But in the end, bomb should be going down right here. Sisson through the smoke. Surely he can't find that one.
Right.
You keep feeling like maybe there's a shot. Tizian will get dropped next in line. And yeah, Sisson, I don't know. I mean, you're not going to have that much to work with next round. Just, yeah, don't give him the scout for nothing. There's no reason, is there? So, a 7th round. 11-7 on the board all of a sudden. Envy, much better start to the second half. And remember, I mean, one of the things that made this such a miserable start for Envy on this map is not just the fact that they lost the pistol, but they lost the pistol. I think they had their first buy round wrecked. Then they won the 5th round, but only in a 2 versus 1. So what's going to be really interesting is just, you know, following the economy on the big side here. If they fall into the same spiral, I mean, you can really be out of it for a long time on the CT side, even if you have such a big lead.
Well, this is where they start if they start making the same mistake as they did on Dust 2, which was to kind of take their foot off the gas, start getting complacent, like, oh, we're beating them, this is good, and then, you know, slowly but surely Envy get back into it, and all of a sudden Big are wondering how the hell did we let that slip through our fingers. Could be the same thing here. That's why I was so surprised with them going for the force buy, the Deagle Scout force buy, instead of being able to go for a buy in this round. So Big allowing Envy to have more chances, more opportunities when that bit them. And that came back to haunt them on Dust 2. So Envy very quickly over here towards the B side up in B apartments. Legia posted up. And Searson just casually hitting a headshot on Mihu.
It's actually just, I'm really warming up to watching Searson play. He's been around for quite a while, but this is really entertaining, isn't it?
He's just so aggressive, and he's just hitting these shots. It's wonderful. Nice HE, though. That's going to force Thomas in, and there it is, the kill for Tabson. The body shot, not quite good enough. Had he had the AWP, Calyx would be pretty sad right now, but it is still going to be Envy with 3 alive. They can't really afford to lose another one here. If they do, that's a big win for Big.
Yeah, but Santaris has got that AK. He probably wants to hold on to that. Tabson, yeah, I mean, looking for another kill, that's fine. They just lose the MAC-10 or the Deagle. That's not really an issue. It looks like the rest are going to escape, so 8th round now on the board for the Envy side. And, I mean, this is way closer than anyone I think would have thought. You go out of that first half at a 10-5 scoreline, come back a little bit later, and it's 11-8 with just only Big so far winning the pistol round and then losing the next 3 in a row. I think that's really impressive. I'm really enjoying watching Envy play right now. Putting on a good show for us at the moment. And remember, I mean, not that this is the only thing that's going on, but now when you then look at the Big side and you see that Searson is 21-8, but then the drop down to the next player is 12 on Udoh, 10 on Tizian, and 9 on Tabson, you think like, oh, so hold on, what if they shut down Searson in the second half? Does that mean Envy have a road back in just based on that? Hopefully not, but some questions around that surely has to exist.
Considering, I mean, the runner-up on his team has got 12 kills. He is the dynamo right now for Big. Envy a little bit more consistent across the board. So this is the big round here for Envy. If they succeed in dropping Big, it's going to be a glorious opportunity for them to really get some steam going their way in this second half. And it's just a reminder for everybody tuning in, Envy are in the lead in this series. This is a best of 3, and they picked up the first map on Dust 2, 16-13. So Big have got their backs to the wall right now. This is no time to be messing around and taking things lightly. Big need to remember that they have another map nuke coming up after this one, and Legia catching Tabson completely blind. Perfect. Xantaris now on short as well, hoping that somebody's going to peek, and there it is. Beautiful pounces, gets his kill, and does manage to get out.
I can't believe he's still alive. I thought for sure that would have been the end. Searson getting a kill, but traded instantly. That's so worth it. No problem at all. Nifty turning around. Still 35 seconds, and Santaris even a little bit tagged up from earlier, but they get the kills that they need. Thomas with a double, and Nifty. He's going to be finding Santaris. That is so well done. Oh, I really want... I wish I could rewind the round to go look at Tabson. I wonder if he himself was waiting for a flashbang from a teammate, and that's why he was sort of awkwardly standing around middle. Because it just looks like he's looking like he's got no business there unless that is the play. Thomas and Nifty saving the round here for Envy, and this is a huge, huge round to win, 11-9. I definitely don't think Big at all are messing around. I think that they really can feel like the gravity of this. I just think Envy are actually just playing much better than maybe many of us were expecting. I mean, certainly better than Big was expecting.
Sure, but I mean, it's like Envy took it personally. Like, oh, you're gonna underestimate us, huh? You know, all right, cool. We'll take that. We'll run with it. And, ooh, Legia. Nice flash.
What?
Oh, all the shots. Keto chiming in as well. Xantares gets 2, and that was a monster flashbang into Palace. The setup was perfect, and Big taking full advantage. It's Mihu and Calyx surviving here for Envy.
I'm definitely going to need to see that second kill from Xantares. I have a suspicion that is going to make everyone feel a little bit strange.
A little bit warm, a little bit fuzzy.
Exactly. Well, depends on what you're into, I think. Calyx going down. Mihu fighting to try and just make this worse, make it more expensive, but actually winning the round is still a bit of a long shot. They know where he is, and Keto walking up right behind him, lining up the shot, so... Wow. Well, yeah, again...
Disaster.
Let's just see if this is... It looked like it was really... Like in time, like close together in time, but he had to swing for that second kill. So this one, all right, maybe not as much. There's the one. That's the next shot, the very next shot. Instantly done. That is pretty cool.
The Deagles, man, that was just, I mean, that's big winning an eco round with a clever setup. And, of course, the firepower that Xantares provides, nothing to be laughed at. Flash over the top, just trying to slow things down. Mihu going to go ahead and get some of that utility in. But this is 12-9 now, and I was just about to say this is looking so good for Envy. They're about to tie things up. And yeah, they were about to tie things up. And now, however, Big have thrown a wrench in things. They've got the double AWP in play. You can bang that.
He wanted to, but couldn't quite capitalize on it. They've got Legia pretty deep in here. Nifty actually goes down anyway. That's Keto picking up that kill and jumping down in the middle. What a mad play from Keto. And this is exactly why he's being hunted. Oh! He still gets the Deagle headshot. It's all over the place. Envy just must have been so confused in the middle. Like, why are they doing any of this?
Dude, I am confused. Where is all of this aggression coming from Big?
Listen, I'm going to challenge our analysts to pick this round to analyze.
Yeah, there you go.
Make sense of it for us. Searson, I think that this is the answer, isn't it? Searson is just saying, you know what? I was winning this game, and I'm going to pick that back up again. Another double kill for him. He's 24-9. He's had a little bit of a cooldown in the in the stages here.
That was nicely done by Keto for sure.
I can't believe he's not dead. It's ridiculous. 13-9. And that blows the bottom right out of Envy's economy, which is definitely an issue. Suddenly, I mean, it changes so quickly. Suddenly, assuming that Big could even, if they win this round, having almost no casualties, which is looking very, very likely at the moment, they're just going to be set up so well for winning the rest of the map here.
Oh, buddy. Not going to happen, Tizian. Was looking for the eco ace.
He wanted it. Fair play. It's not bad for Tizian. He's going to be happy about that. But again, they had no armor and no pistols or no rifles, so it's going to be just fine. 14-9. 2 more rounds for Big. They were just stalled for such a long time that it was really starting to look scary. Now, I don't know.
Now it seems like, Searson was just not going to let it happen. He put his foot down, Anders. Put his foot down, got in a comfy position with his AWP and just started picking everybody off because once again, he's got that sniper rifle and he's just dropping bodies. 25 kills for Searson.
Nifty's lucky to be alive.
And again, yeah, look at this, the aggression. Oh, no way! Nifty's holding the angle and Searson still gets the shot.
He's just a beast, isn't he? Although he failed to jump in the beginning, so,
So he is mortal after all.
Not everyone can do that. Legia charging up. I think that might have been heard by Keto. Turning the corner there. Ooh, Legia! He gave away the... I think he wanted a double kill for that. I think he thought, I could get a little bit closer. I can make it a quick double. But you don't give Searson that second chance. He's now up at 27. And it's a 5-on-3. And I think Envy, oh man, the run just might have come to an end here. Starting to feel like they don't have much gas left in the tank. On this map, at the very least. Mihu getting a kill on Tizian is a pretty good trade and a bomb plant. That's actually kind of important.
It's a big deal. If you're going to keep putting the fight up here, you need that money. Every dollar counts at this point. And so KiNK's going to hope to be able to get aggressive and catch somebody off guard. Unfortunately for him, Xantares is watching this angle. And Xantares just whips around, takes him out. Mihu's going to hold the line, though. Takes Tabson out of the fight. Xantares is there to trade, and we will get big up on map point. 15-9 will be the score, and it is looking pretty likely now that we will get Nuke as a third map.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually rooting for Envy at one point here. I thought, all right, like this is actually getting really interesting.
Were you starting to believe?
I was, but this map has just been a map where it just feels like whenever Searson says stop, then like there's just nothing Envy can do. He's just showing up and just wrecking people all over the map. It's actually kind of ridiculous.
He's just got the superior firepower right now. He's fully dialed in. So it's looking like the change of pace here from Envy at least. Just go back to the basics. Full smoke execute onto the A site. Everybody's here. Everybody's ready. We have got the setup. And at... when do they throw? 30 seconds? 30 seconds, come on. There it is, 30. Nades going out, and let's get this show rolling. Soul Man on the site. Keto is about to have a real rough time, although Xantares is going to get caught. Now it's all on Keto, and he is flanked. Does take one with him, though. Still, man advantage for Envy, and they've got control of A site.
They have got some money on the big side. 3 versus 4 retake. I think you could justify sticking around for a while to try and see if you could do some damage, although that plan has also completely been wrecked. Thomas now also an AWP player. 3 kills in the round for him. That's pretty cool. And yeah, Big losing all of their rifles. It's kind of a... could come back to haunt them. But I don't mind... I mean, you can retake that A-bomb site 3-on-4 if they make a mistake, right? If they go over kills, then it's 3-on-3.
Sure.
So I don't mind that they were hanging around.
Well, that's what Envy are capable of when they get to have all of the setup. No flashes going off in their faces, no aggression from Big. They get all their time to set up the nades, get the lineup, and just execute. Something that they've practiced over and over again, I'm sure. So Envy, you know, that's going to be all the stops getting pulled out. Of course, now, if you can take this to overtime, there's always going to be a chance. There's always a chance here for Envy. They're still in the lead 1-0 in maps.
That'd be very cool if they could find a way to do that. And I mean, that round also plays into a kind of a setup where you could see Xantares and Keto over there. They were the only 2 A defenders. They were quite far apart. They would have never been able to help each other out with what Envy were throwing at them. So, you know, sometimes it's also you pick the right strat for exactly the kind of defense that's, you know, at that A-bomb site. Whereas, you know, other times if there was going to be a 3-man defense on A, maybe it doesn't work out quite the same way. Now they're okay, Searson's still with that scout. I can't even really fault him for it. First of all, he has the money, but it's just he's been doing so much work with it.
Yeah, he will take your head off. This time he's posted up in B apartment, so looking for the fight there. Thomas going to get spotted. Tizian getting tagged down, and he is going to be in a tight spot. Xantares, though, with the dig, takes down Nifty to kick things off. That was a push to top mid. So 4 players remain here for Envy, all of them committed to the A site. With all 5 players here for Big, life is going to get real interesting for Envy. Could it be another Deagle round? It could be another Deagle round win for Big.
To close out the map with, come on, Tabson getting more kills, and now Thomas is alone. Well, he's got the Tech 9, but he's trapped in this corner, and that's how they lose it. They had everything going for them, 16-10. That means we are going to go on Nuke on that 3rd map to decide who's going to be winning this, and go into the upper bracket semi-final, I believe, and win this best of 3. So quite a bit on the line right here, but that's a shocking way to let go of the map for sure. And I think Envy, I mean, you could sort of feel that it was coming, but you don't want to still lose to the Crystals, do you? That's a bit rough. Anyway, we'll go to our break, and then we'll be back with the analyst and 3rd map. Stay tuned.
Tied up here in our second match of the day, in our first day of the playoffs, in our second edition of Flashpoint. Just goes all the way down, just turtles all the way down. Anyway, it's up now. Big has won Mirage, which has been their top map over the last 3 months. Envy, though, making it surprisingly competitive and then professionally shooting themselves in the foot over and over again on anti-ecos. Tell me the story of this map, Alan.
I feel like we need to talk about those anti-ecos, because it wasn't just this game. You remember, Monty, in that first game against Forza, a big talking point was anti-ecos for Envy. And we saw the same in this game, as well as the first map, which they won over on Dust 2. They're just giving up so many rounds against these pistols where perhaps the team play's falling apart, maybe the mid-round calling, maybe, I don't know, the players just aren't reacting off each other properly, but they've got to fix this because they're just leaving so many rounds on the table right now.
Here's what's weird. Envy came into today, I believe, 13-5 on pistol rounds, but they can't actually win against pistols when they don't have pistols. Explain.
It's a bizarre thing. The only good explanation I have for that, Monty, is the fact that it's 2020. Shit's wild in 2020. The pistol rounds are all out of whack. I mean, even when the pistol rounds aren't quite as important as it was in like 2018, even early 2019, it's still very important. So that stat line is incredible. But I don't know what the heck happened for Envy. When they were making the gun rounds looked good, I definitely saw a world. I was living in a world where I saw Envy 2-0 this series and just blow my mind completely. But yeah, those anti-ecos definitely got to bite them. I'm not sure if it was a breakdown in communication or what the deal was, because usually the buddy system right now, especially with all the teams competing in the top 30, it's top notch. I mean, that's kind of one of the first things you grind out and hash out as a squad, is figuring out exactly what those buddy system protocols are. So it was a little bit surprising to see Envy fall so short on that aspect. But Big, man, their Mirage is just so good.
Indeed it is. And I believe, though, before we conclude our talk about Mirage and move on to Nuke, we do have a replay here with Yumi, who's going to go over some strategies with us from round 7 on that Mirage matchup.
Yeah, this is just one of the weapons that makes Big such a threat on this T side of Mirage. We're going to see a very fast B play from Big overall, but pay attention to the utility. This smoke here, the smoke in window as well, and the response from Envy immediately is really what we're trying to highlight. As soon as those smokes come down, you can see they're going for a bit more mid-pressure. They set up with 3 players, with Mihu, Nifty, and Thomas in the connector, and they try and flash aggressively to fight Tabson. All the meanwhile, there's a smoke that's popping here, and they find the entry at B that makes it so that all of this pressure, all this presence in middle for Envy just results in no territory, and they have to go to save immediately. It's a nice fast play, and it's a nice set play for Big to counter what the CTs are going to try and do in response to some mid-aggression, but whether that is something that transfers over to the last map, we'll have to wait and see. Back over to the desk.
Thank you, Yumi. Beautiful to see how that mid-control does absolutely nothing if you can get into the site fast enough with 4 players and then smoke off all the entrances. So another good execute there by Big. Let's talk about Nuke, because Yumi also pulled up some stats for us that in the last 3 months, Big only has a 50% or more win rate on Dust 2 and Mirage, which means every other map, all 5 others in the pool, they are below 50% on, and that includes Nuke. So where would you put... That means, by the way, there's a decent shot at an upset here from Envy, who already beat them on one of their top maps, correct?
Oh yeah, so anyone that watched the IM Beijing quarterfinal, Big played Complexity on Nuke. I think it was a 16-6 loss for Big on that game. They picked into Nuke in that series, so that was a really crazy result. In that game, Blame F was having a life game on towards out. He was the outer rifler for Complexity. He was destroying Big every single round. He's on top of them, going T-Red, Secret, all over the place. Whether Calix, who's the outer rifler on Envy, can replicate that, I'm not so sure. But at least in that sense, Big, they are not infallible on Nuke. They can lose it and they can have some issues.
Well, certainly you would think Envy has researched that game, narrowing it down to the decider on Nuke, so they will know what can be done on Outer with a rifle, don't you think, Christine?
They should, right? And Nuke is a map that Envy have minus Dust 2. Dust 2 has been the dominant map coming out from Envy, but Nuke looks like their most practiced map because, hey, Nuke on a T side as a brand new squad with a brand new in-game leader, brand new coach, it's difficult. difficult. It's tough. There's so many little things that you have to kind of go through, and not only go through, but have that trial by fire. Go through the errors and trials and tribulations as a squad to figure out what your game plan is going to be. But the good news for Envy is they've got a solid CT side. Even thinking back in the first matchup versus Fours, I believe they got 10 CT rounds in that match, even though they lost it. So it's certainly Mihu's playground, I think. Mihu has so many openings towards that ramp. So oh man, I just keep seeing an upset happening, replaying over and over in my mind right now.
Calm down. Alan was giving me very skeptical looks. Before we go into that, I will say that over the past couple weeks of competition, now Envy's only been in Flashpoint, Big has been in Flashpoint, and IEM Beijing. Now, across both those tournaments, this is the most played map from both of these teams coming in. Envy is 1 and 2 on this map for 3 total. Big is 3 and 2 coming in. So there's been actually a lot of film on this. So why were you giving me the skeptical expression?
So first of all, that first game against Forza, you remember it? That nuke third map, that was terrible. That was truly one of the worst
really
professional level games. I swear to God, it might actually be the worst map I've ever seen in professional level Counter-Strike. It was that bad. So that didn't fill me with much confidence. They did look better on nuke when they played it in subsequent games. The problem for me with them on CT nuke is Calyx. Now, Calyx is the outer rifler. We talked about Blame F. He was all over the place in that complexity game. Problem with Calyx, he's super static. He plays in mini almost every round, and we need to see him on the move. He needs to be getting information, playing around. We need to see Nifty. He looks a bit more alive in this series so far. We need to see Nifty all over the place on outer. That is kind of a win condition here for Envy, and I think Calyx and Nifty need to be on point towards outer for them to have a chance in this game.
Wow, there's Nifty in like 1 frame per second. That's really amazing. I hope his Counter-Strike is not running at that speed. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult for him to play.
Yeah, lagging like that in game will be pretty difficult for Nifty. But
No, I'm sure it's just his phone that he's using right there instead. Nifty has come to play though today. He's had a solid performance. Especially you guys were taking a look and discussing him right before the game.
He definitely has. He definitely has, and which is surprising. I don't think that's a good thing to say about Nifty. The last time we saw Envy playing Nuke, it was kind of Nifty that was falling behind with that AWP, assisting Calyx and Legia towards that inner. I don't know if we have the clip ready, but we even have a clip where Legia's burning alive with 100 HP on top of Hut. And, that's a misplay, right? And it's easy to hate on a play like that. But at the same time, you think about a player that's practiced and is a mainstay anchor player.
Thought Alan didn't have this play.
Oh, here we go.
Here
we go,
Alan wanted to meme on them.
We did. So here on the desk, they like us to have, good analysis segments and breakdown rounds. But here, I just had to see this again, Monty.
Again, show it to me again, please.
Run it again. Let's see them burning.
There's a trophy. It was very nice.
Both Legia and Thomas, they 100% die in the molly. No other damage in the whole round. Both just burned to death standing in the...
Oh, you hate to see it.
I hope for their sake we don't see it again, but it would be very
You
funny.
hate to see it. Listen, I have to back up Legia here.
I like how 3 guys just calmly walk into the reactor after that.
You could have smoked on the molly
That's
top
the thing. That's what I wanted to point out is the fact that Legia has a smoke, but he's so tunnel vision. He thinks he's going to get the kill before they can come out and get the timing on him. But that's the thing. When you have a practiced, steady anchor Hut player, he's going to react much differently than a newer coach becoming player IGL, once again, Legia, right? So Legia definitely has to be a little bit more quick on his feet and have a better reaction than that, because it is it is unacceptable to burn alive with 100 HP.
Yeah, I think that's a good life tip. I find it for myself that it's unacceptable to burn alive. So I've been working on that for about 34 years now.
Okay.
I've successfully
How's that
not
going?
burned alive yet. Anyway, let's talk about another clip, because you pulled up something from Big on Nuke, which is a Tabson 3K. Now, why did you like this clip?
So I like this clip because I just think it's a really good jumping off point for just discussing Tabson in general on the CT side of Nuke. I think when you think about the outer riflers on Nuke, which is where Tabson plays, you think of Alexi B, you think of Glaive, you think of these sort of players. But from kind of breaking down their games and analysing their games, I think Tabson is really a world-class player at this position. And in this round, you're just going to see him going absolutely ham. He gets a really great free K here and totally shuts down Mouse Sports in this game back in the group stages of IEM Beijing, I believe. But going into this game versus Envy, we will see Tabson on point. He will come into this game so strong. He's so good at reading how the other team is playing towards outer. That's really the kind of the bread and butter of playing this position. It's not really about frags so much. It's about having the good reads, the good comms, getting the good rotates, and being in position for what you actually see out of the tees towards the ends of the round.
So you're still confident in Big here as we go into Nuke?
I am, yeah. I think Dust 2, it wasn't great, was it? It was kind of fell a bit flat. Maybe they're having comms issues, individuals issues. Mirage, that first half was really good. I think they called it so well. I think they ran a lot of set plays on that first half, which is what we're probably going to see on Nuke, and that was definitely the right decision. If they're having individual problems, run the set plays all day long. We had the Yuumi breaking down the round, the B pop. We saw so many of those sort of things. Nuke should be the same story. They can just run set plays all day long on T side, and if they execute them well, I'm not sure Envy has a chance on this map.
And you, Potter?
I'm gonna second that. I'm gonna second that. I think,
hope.
Yeah, I mean, look, from the beginning, this was a David and Goliath storyline, and we have to stick to it. And it's true, right, on paper. But once again, Envy, there's a lot of great things that have to go Envy's way and a lot of bad things that have to go Big's way in order for Envy to close it out in this third map. But never say never, right? That's what I've learned, is you never say never.
I'm hoping for the Envy upset personally, just because I enjoy that good underdog story. And plus, Big's still in the tournament. It's double elimination. We get to see more big games in the losers bracket. I think that'd be all quite exciting.
Plus the pinnacle points, right? I mean, come on.
Everybody loses the pinnacle points.
Everybody loses. Everybody loses. It's going to be a great time.
Would be a massive upset. Too bad nobody predicted Envy at all. There was like almost
Not
5
even
to 1.
Bardolph.
Yeah, not
Come
even
on.
Bardolph. Not even Bardolph. He betrayed his underdog story. Even when he had more chances this time around to recover from it if it went poorly. But I do think it's still going to be very uphill battle. As you saw, our community prediction, 64% for Big is actually less than I would have thought. 36% pulling for
Maybe
Envy
the NA
here.
fans coming in for Envy. I'm not sure. Big would definitely, for me, would be bigger favourites than that going into
Exactly.
this game.
I would say so as well. We can take a look at our updated odds for Pinnacle heading into the third and final map of this series as well. See where things are going to be landing here. And it will be, unsurprisingly, 1.33 to 3.38. But those odds have come down pretty significantly from where we started here. So
It was 5 to 1, was it? For the
it was almost 5.
something like
It was
that,
like
yeah.
4.8.
I think these odds might actually be a little bit unfair to Envy. I think they stand. It's not totally impossible they could win this game. They win both pistols, they get some reset rounds in, they clean up the anti-ecos. They have a chance here, so maybe that's even underselling Envy a little bit here.
I feel like we've been waiting for them for weeks to clean up the anti-ecos. So
yes.
you know, Alan, I feel like if we've been waiting that long for it to happen, it's probably not going to happen between maps 2 and 3 of this series.
I have hope. I can't see any more of this money. I can't see them throwing any more of these rounds.
I think you will see them throwing
Then it will
some
be
more of
painful.
these rounds. So just as an update to you guys, we will be getting into the match as soon as we can. Apparently, Big has an issue currently with the heater in their gaming dungeon. It is leaking. So I don't know what that means, but here they are. They don't seem to be on fire, which, as I've learned from this segment, is the best state of being in Counter-Strike and in life in general. So
Are they too hot or too cold at the moment? What's the problem, Monty?
I don't know what the heater leaking does. Apparently it smells terrible. That's what I've been told.
Oh,
How do you fix that between maps as well?
I would assume that the Big gaming dungeon smells terrible naturally because that's how it looks. So I would question whether they can even tell what the source of that smell is. But on that note, we can go to Anders and Semler.